Tonight on DC News Now, a little more than 24 hours from a government shutdown. Why some don't want to see the current funding bill pass.
That will have devastating consequences on our schools.
The student rally held in a Senate building today to protect DC's budget.
A threat to raise tariffs on European wine at the tune of 200%. What that will mean for your next bottle of Bordeaux.
Well, clouds will stick around as we head through your evening, but we're tracking more sunshine through your Friday. That forecast up next.
Cloudy skies could make it a challenge to a bright red moon in the sky. The excitement and uncertainty to catch a glimpse of a total lunar eclipse.
Drawing attention to the Black Lives Matter mural. The chalk messages of support as crews remove the painted yellow letters.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. The clock is ticking towards the midnight deadline tomorrow for this government shutdown. Let's take a live look right now at Capitol Hill, where the Senate is considering a House-approved budget proposal, but some Democrats have already signaled they plan to reject that partial funding plan.
Yeah, Republicans will need at least 10 Democrats to break ranks to pass it. And tonight, Democratic leader Chuck Schumer saying he will vote for the funding bill. But most Democrats say they won't. D.C. leaders are pressuring lawmakers to vote against the bill. That's because if passed, it would slash the district's budget by more than $1 billion.
And many D.C. students and teachers are against the GOP-backed budget proposal. They held recess at the Hart Senate building to lobby those lawmakers. They say the legislation would force a district to revert to last year's spending level 6 months into the already approved budget, hurting schools, police, and firefighters. We're going to have much more on that pushback ahead in the next half hour.
Well, now to the escalating trade war. President Trump is now threatening a 200% tariff on European alcohol. That's to counter the EU's tariff on American whiskey, which was in response to earlier Trump administration tariffs.
A lot of back and forth here, and essentially, though, that tax will turn a $25 bottle of Chianti into 75 bucks. DC News Now's Tim Reed gets reaction from stores and customers in Prince George's County.
This afternoon, I spoke to the owner of this wine and spirit store in Bowie. He did not want to comment on camera, but many of his customers are upset and concerned and are hoping the president will have a change of heart.
I do not expect him to change his mind. I think that the things that he's doing right now, or the things that he's threatening to do, are the things that he has all the intentions on doing.
Wine customer Aaron Morris heard about the plan from the White House to slap a 200% tariff on European wine and spirits. Morris says that is not a good idea and will hurt consumers and business owners.
I mean, I think it's a travesty, man. I think that the fact that, you have people like Sam that's been in this community for a long time and has provided us with the spirits that if you didn't take them.
To put the plan into perspective, for example, untariffed $15 bottles of some imported wine could possibly increase the price to $45.
I can see where he wants to help the American economy, but where it's hurting some certain individuals, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I think it's a bad thing. I mean, $15 wine, he jumped to $45 on wine. That's, people ain't gonna be able to afford that in the economy because everything is going the other way.
The Trump administration says long-term, the taxes on imported goods will boost the U.S. economy, but EU officials say this is a lose-lose. In Bowie, Maryland, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
All right, there is set to be this major show in the sky in just a couple of hours. But not everyone in the DMV will be able to see this total lunar eclipse.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. Should be cool. Clouds could make for really tough viewing in the district, but there's still plenty of excitement and hope we'll catch a glimpse of the moon glowing red. DC News Now's Max Marcilla joining us live tonight in Roslyn, Virginia.
All right, Max, every so often we see the clouds part. We're hoping for the best. Are you going to stay up for the moon?
I feel like at this point I've been talking about it so long with you guys, Chris and Susan, that I almost kind of have to. Look, the clouds are in the sky. You can take a look as our photographer Anthony will pan above me, and the moon, you can get a glimpse of it every once in a while, ducks behind the clouds, but if you can see the moon later, it will be a sight to see. The moon is just a few hours away from its big moment, but could it be clouded by, well, the clouds? That's the question on everyone's mind as we get closer to a total lunar eclipse.
Definitely a treat. We are hoping for good weather.
This will be the first time we can see a lunar eclipse in the U.S. in about 2 years, and unlike last year's solar eclipse, you don't need any special glasses or lenses to see it.
The only caveat is it's going to be in the middle of the night, so you need to be a bit of a night owl to see it, but it's definitely worth it.
Here on the East Coast, a 50% partial eclipse will begin at 1:47, totality begins at 2:26, and the greatest eclipse will happen at 2:59.
Most people have seen a full moon, but most people are not used to seeing the full moon this dark red color.
You don't have to go anywhere specific to see it, but there are spots you can go. Here in Fairfax County, the observatory at Turner Farm will break its park closed at dark rule for tonight. The observatory space will be open from 1 to 5 a.m., and volunteers who run it say they're expecting crowds. The last thing to hope for is the clouds we saw throughout the day in the D.C. area can part just long enough for that perfect shot. Now, as for the science behind what's actually happening in just a few hours, well, a lunar eclipse happens when the Earth is perfectly in between the sun and the moon. So if you are, kind of like myself, excited to maybe see something, hopefully a split moment between clouds, definitely make sure to set your alarm, and I'll see you out there in a few hours. Reporting live in Roslyn, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
I'm sure.
I'm not even thinking about setting an alarm. I'm thinking it has to be an all-nighter at this
Absolutely,
point, right?
definitely. Right. And you know what? When you have the moon like this, you can see it visible, no clouds covering it. A live look right now. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed it stays like this for a few more hours.
Yeah,
Brett.
we've been seeing this hide and seek with the clouds,
right.
with the moon. Sometimes we see it covered, other times we don't. But overall, as we head through your blood moon forecast, expect to see those overcast skies right at the peak of the eclipse. Here's a look at the forecast. By midnight tonight, we're still going to be holding on to those mostly cloudy skies in the nation's capital. Temperatures will be on the cooler side, mainly in the upper 40s, and then 2 o'clock, that's when we see more of those clouds rolling their way in, and then we're going to be holding on to overcast skies as we head through much of the morning. Now, temperatures started to have dipped. We're tracking upper 40s to lower 50s at this hour. 46 currently there in Hagerstown, lower 50s here in the nation's capital. And just looking ahead the next 2 days as we head through your day on Friday, we are going to be waking up to some morning fog. Lower 60s expected to be the high, and then on Saturday, that's when we're going to be tracking a few showers, and storms will be possible as we end out the weekend. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast, guys, up next.
Okay, we'll see you then. Meanwhile, all new tonight, DC police releasing video of the suspect in a deadly shooting at Union Station last month. They believe the man on your screen right here shot and killed 18-year-old Wayne McDaniel. Two were seen talking to each other on February 10th in the parking garage. Now, the suspect allegedly pulled a gun, then shot McDaniel as he ran off. If you have any information, call DC police.
Tonight, the work continues just outside the White House, where crews are dismantling the Black Lives Matter Plaza. You can see them working there, but at the same time, people are chalking up these messages of support for the movement.
Yeah, DC News Now's Ben Dennis joining us live tonight from 16th Street Northwest. And Ben, some people even taking pieces of the road with them.
Yeah, it was a loud scene earlier today when those jackhammers were pounding these concrete bricks, breaking up pieces of the Black Lives Matter mural. People taking some of those pieces as a memento, as a personal memory. But it's the Black Lives Matter message that's now splattered on the sidewalks all along 16th Street as a memory of what was here.
Road ripped up. Yellow block letters spelling out Black Lives Matter, now crumbling scoops of debris being hauled off.
It is sad, it's real sad.
Things are being wiped away too quickly.
After the GOP-controlled Congress threat to block millions of dollars to D.C. if the mural was not removed, work to get it done continues for a fourth day. Meantime, messages of support have been written with various colors of chalk on the sidewalk.
Scrape us away, you try to erase us, we'll just move it and we'll keep going and make it louder. It may start a little subtle, but it's going to grow and grow and grow.
It's just a plaza, but there's more to it, I think.
JC walks away from 16th Street with a piece of the mural, a memento to her.
Because I think it's important. Black lives will always matter no matter if this plaza is here or not.
What do you think about the message now being spilled over into the sidewalk?
I think it's beautiful. I mean, it still matters to people.
Replacing the plaza is expected to run several weeks. As of today, both Google and Apple Maps continue to recognize the existence of Black Lives Matter Plaza. We recently caught up with Kiana Jones after word her 5-year-old mural would be no more.
This was a time in history that cannot be erased. So it may not be here, but the time that happened, and that can't be erased.
And we also did reach out to the Republican Party of the District of Columbia. They did not respond to our request for comment. Now, how much of this is going to cost taxpayers in D.C.? Estimate from the Department of Transportation in the district, $610,000, but they say that's already been budgeted for, money set aside, including for maintenance of the soon-to-be distant memory of this plaza. In Northwest, Ben Dennis, back to you.
All right, we have new video just into our newsroom tonight. Take a look here. A fire on an American Airlines plane forcing passengers to evacuate. This was at Denver International Airport today. You can see here the heavy smoke coming from that plane. And you can see here it appears people there standing out on the tarmac and some on the wing as well as crews work to help them down. Yeah, they're standing on the wing there. That is pretty wild video. The airport saying the fire was put out and fortunately no injuries have been reported. But that is pretty terrifying there.
Yeah, happening now, there is a debate at George Mason University over the Virginia school's anti-Semitism resolution. According to Fairfax Now, opponents are concerned the policy could restrict free speech there on campus. Board members approved the policy, calling the words Zionism and Zionist as discriminatory if they're used in place of Jewish or Israeli. But some members say that it's unfair to pro-Palestinian protesters. The Trump administration has threatened funding cuts to universities, not cracking down on what it considers anti-Semitism, though many schools have already put in place new rules following last year's protests.
And this comes as Columbia University in New York City says it has expelled or suspended some students who took over a campus building during pro-Palestinian protests last spring. School sent out a campus-wide email today sharing the details and says they've also temporarily revoked the diplomas for some of those former students. President Trump has put a lot of pressure on colleges. He has threatened to strip the school of $400 million in federal dollars for what he calls its inaction against widespread campus anti-Semitism.